the reason I brought up this particular topic is because it's been a it's been a hell of a month. I don't know what the hell is going on in Black America with celebrities or whatever, but it is Sexual Assault Awareness Month. I'm pretty sure it is. It has to be. If it wasn't, it is now. And I just feel as though, or I think rather, now we're in a time where people's reputation and the black man reputation is almost in the gutter. I always feel like it's super high because you can differentiate this type of man from that type of man. But I think now it's a little too late for people to stop conflating us together. What do you think, Miss Fakin? What's going on in these times right now as far as the male image? Do you think it has been damaged? And do you think we can come back from that?
I think it has been damaged, but I think it's not just the male image. I think
Hmm.
the female image has been damaged as well. I do think the opportunity to come back is there, but it's going to take more, I guess, more of the negative spaces to be replaced by more positive representation in order for that to happen.
Yeah. Okay. I'm trying to upload this video I have, but I'll get it. So what I'll say is that for some reason, I think as a whole, society is trash.
Hmm.
Society is trash because we perpetuate trash.
Yep.
We validate the nonsense over and over, and I'll be for real. We give too much spotlight to the negative things, and one of the biggest criticisms I have is that we use the world. We act like the world is our neighborhood, and it's not. Everything will seem like it's happening in abundance when we use the world as our neighborhood. We used to think the world was better because we didn't have access to see what was going on in every corner of the world at any time. Because when I like if people would say something to the sort of murder is high, people killing each other left and right. If I go around in my neighborhood in the 10 square mile radius, there are no murders. The area that affects me the most, that I spend 22 out of 24 hours a day, there are no murders ever. Then like nobody's been murdered here in I don't think ever in that 10 square mile radius, right? But people tend to use the world as what's going on in their immediate zone. So
But do you think part of that is intentional though too? Like, I think part of the problem is we like to broadcast our business for one. A lot of other cultures like to kind of make sure is not advertised. But the other thing though too is that I think some of this stuff is intentional in terms of stuff that's shown on social media, or not just social media, even like the news. Like if something happens, it kind of appears that it looks like the representation of African Americans are always negative.
yeah,
So I think that's part of it as well.
I want you to do something for me, man. I want you to name three characteristics all good men. That's the key word. Name three characteristics all good men should have. The reason why I'm asking you that is because I feel like the line is extremely blurred between what a good man is anymore. Everybody's going to claim that they're a good man, or I have a good man, or I am a good man, whatever. But I feel like now it's just an arbitrary term and it doesn't have any definition. And we need to put the definition back into it. You got Jonathan Majors trying to make white women act like Coretta Scott King allegedly. Like I don't, but he walking around trying to fix Megan Good hair. I don't know. So I want to hear from y'all.
I, I mean, I think it's really just one important thing, and that structure. I mean, without structure,
Okay.
what do you have?
Mm, mm. Without structure, so I'll completely agree with that. But I want you to elaborate a little more. I want you to elaborate a
I mean,
little more. So, structure, got it.
structure is just it's the foundation. I mean, you could be whatever you want, but if you don't know where you come from, if you don't have a set a default, about yourself, then I don't think you have anything. Like it ain't about the money. It ain't about what you got or the materialistic stuff. Me personally, I just think it's all about structure, and that's what a lot of people missing today, or trying to get the men to forget that they got. To be honest,
Mm. So the term that I think I often use as the antithesis to structure, I will say that men are too fluid. So I agree. Men are supposed to be black and white. And I get called robotic a lot by a lot of different people, but I think that's how men are supposed to be. I don't think that we're supposed to be shrugging our shoulders at 99% of the things that are brought to us, especially if it concerns our family, our children. We're supposed to be like,
hmm
this is what I said, deal with. Like my dad was like that, and I hated him for it at the time. Now I
me too.
understand why.
I used to get so mad, but when
Yeah.
you grow up, Trigger, you understand that it was your mama pulling the strings. Your dad was just your dad was just going
Nah,
along with it. He was the enforcer, the one saying, go ask your daddy, knowing he gonna say hell no.
yeah. So how maybe we have different interpretations of what pulling the strings were. Because I'm like, was my dad the instrument and my mom was pulling the strings? I don't know how I'd like to characterize it, but I think what it was is that my mom was the facilitator of the ideology that my dad set forth. Fourth, she's a number one facilitator. Everything dealing with the kids, she's more so in charge of, and he's the main disciplinarian. Anything not
But
going right.
ain't that pulling the strings, Trigger?
No, that's why I said if it when some people characterize pulling the strings as the person who's ultimately in charge. So I realize we all have different
Okay.
descriptions of what. Because I'm like, no, my mom was not in charge. My daddy is a strict African man. That he was clearly in charge. But no, you're right. You're right. Let me think. So I like structure. I'm gonna add one to it. You know what? All men need to be reliable. I don't know. I don't know what you. I don't even need. Like I don't need. If I was a woman, I mean, you can do anything with a reliable man. I'm sorry, you can do anything with a reliable man. If if you understand a man's nature and you're one of those women that'll say a man is gonna do what he's gonna do, I think a lot of women let a lot of stuff slide simply because their man is so reliable. I've actually seen that. And I think in my culture, in Nigerian culture, that's why the women tend to not leave because they can kind of set the watch by the dude. So they'll put up with a lot of shit because at least the money going to be on time. Like they're like, this dude don't miss he don't miss a outing.
Don't
He
miss a
here at this
payment.
time. Exactly. He don't miss a payment. So I think all men got to be reliable. Hey, John, real quick, just cam up for me so I know you're not a troll, and I'll let you up, bro.
John the Baptist in the building.
Hell yeah, he gonna add something to this for sure, for sure. But mistaken, I'm gonna let you get John. I can't see shit. What the hell was that, John? Oh,
And
y'all should have seen this abyss. Where you can see it that he showed me. I couldn't see a damn thing. A dark skinned dude in the dark
it's
trying to cam up.
it's midnight.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
He laying in the bed eating cookies.
Oh my goodness. Mistaken. So Ashton said structured. I said reliable. Give me one characteristic, a third characteristic you think all good men should have.
Integrity.
I was gonna say that one too.
You took mine with reliable.
Oh, but I was like, they're both.
Integrity. I had wrote my list. I had wrote integrity, self-discipline, reliable, and a seeker of knowledge. And I don't mean just like book knowledge, but even like learning about oneself, learning about their partner, learning about their kids. So you know, just well-rounded in knowledge.
All right, John the Baptist, what's going on?
What's
Good
up,
evening
man?
to you.
How y'all doing
What's
this
up?
evening?
What's up? Oh, we good, bro. Thank you for coming through.
What's good, John the Baptist?
I can't call it, man. Just another day in paradise.
All right, what you got for us? You been listening?
Yeah, so I guess the word I'm using relentless.
You said relentless.
Relentless.
Explain.
When the going get tough, get going. The tough get going.
Absolutely.
Uh yeah, you don't like just cause things get hard, you gotta keep pressing, gotta keep pushing on. You can't be concerned so much about uh your emotions or your spouse's emotions or your family's emotions. If it's gotta get done, it's gotta get done.
Hmm.
People not gonna like it. Your spouse not gonna like it. Your kids not gonna like it. But as a man, you have to be relentless. You can't worry about any of that stuff.
That's true.
But I mean, John, ain't that most men?
Say what, Ashton?
I mean, ain't that most men? I mean, me personally, that's like a trait, or I mean, like a gene, like a genetic gene in men, is it not?
So did I not understand the question then? What was the question?
Being relentless, is that not like a blood cell in a man? Like, don't that come with it?
You think all men are relentless?
I mean, maybe in my village, I could be mistaken.
I don't think all men
You
are
tell me.
relentless. I don't think all men are relentless.
Mm-mm. I mean, I wouldn't. I don't. I'm not even comfortable saying they have the potential to be relentless. It's something that has to be nurtured into them. So I don't
It's
think
some.
all men are
It's some.
relentless.
I think it's something you develop. I think it can be innate in some, but I think it's something that's developed over time in others through trials and tribulations and successes and failures. Probably more failures than success. And then you start seeing things not getting done. You start taking accountability. Like, no, this got to get done. I don't care what people thinking, what people saying. This got to get done. No more excuses.